Hi guys, it's me, Lily, aka Jennifer Diaz is a trans girl. Happy Pride Month, and I do apologise if I'm a little sniffly through this video. I've got a bit of a cold, and it's been messing with my asthma. I was meant to be meeting my mum today, but unfortunately that did not happen because I haven't been feeling great, and then I did a night shift on Thursday, which has exacerbated that a bit. So yeah, happy Pride Month, and I've done this before, the 30 Days Pride Challenge, but I've done it when I wasn't all that confident in myself and did it as text posts. And well, today I've decided I will do it as videos. So here we go. So it is the 1st of June, the first day of Pride Month. And so 1 second, where's my iPad? It is here. And let's look at the first question. So the first question is your sexual orientation or gender identity. So I am transgender, and I identify as female. And basically I was born male, assigned male at birth, and but my identity internally is female. I've never really felt identity with males, and I always struggled with that growing up. Like, one of my earliest memories of my gender identity was I was playing Grand Theft Auto 3 of all games to be playing. I think I was about 9-10 years old, and for anyone who's played Grand Theft Auto 3, there is a change character treat, and I was playing and I was scrolling through the change character sheet out of curiosity, and as it was going through the characters, so I do apologise for my voice, it's not as high as I normally aim for, but again, the cold affecting things. So yeah, so I was playing GTA 3, and going through the change character sheet, and basically eventually landed on this blue girl, not blue girl, this blonde girl. She's not blue. So that's cracked me up a bit. Blonde girl landed on this blonde girl, and she was wearing a long blue jacket. That was the part that was blue. Not her, but her jacket, and some white trousers or jeans carrying 2 shopping bags, and something in my head just clicked. That should be me. I should be a girl. That is me. I am a girl. And ever since then, I just kind of knew that was who I was supposed to be, but I kind of kept that a secret. I'm pretty certain I was 9 or 10. I know I was, I definitely wasn't 11. Yeah, I know I wasn't 11, so I was 9 or 10. So yeah, because I wasn't in year 6 when I found out, so it was either year 5 or year 4. Anyway, so I knew from about that period, and but I instinctively kind of knew people probably wouldn't be too accepting of it, and I was already getting bullied at school. Like, I didn't know what the word meant at the time, but people used to call me gay, and in the cafeteria say, hey, you dropped your gay card. Very, very amusing. And yeah, I was already being bullied a lot, and so I didn't want to give anyone a excuse to bully me more. So I was just like, yeah, probably not a good idea to tell people I feel like I'm a girl. So I kept the secret. And the only thing I do remember from back then, aside from this revelation, was a couple of weeks later, I asked my mum on the bus. In fact, I was on the bus to my grandparents, as I used to stay at my grandparents at that age on weekends. It was probably a Saturday, so I need to blow my nose. Like I say, I do apologise, but I do have a cold. So, yeah, I was on the bus to my grandparents. I just remember asking my mum, Mum, can people change sex? And she answered with yes, that she said yes. I'm guessing she thought I was just asking out of childhood curiosity. And yeah, she answered with yes. And at that moment, I kind of just knew that's what I'm going to do when I grow up. I am going to become a girl. Because, yeah, at the time, that was like the biggest thing I wanted, to be female. I went to sleep every night praying that in the morning I would wake up as a girl and that everyone would just be okay with it, that I'd just wake up that morning, I'd be a girl, and then I'd be taken shopping to get new clothes and stuff and just be me. And it never happened, of course, because magic does not exist. So, yeah. Just a lot of praying and waking up very disappointed the next morning. And over the years, it's built and built and built till the point where I just felt like I needed to scream. I finally came out. I'm probably going way in depth into this, but when I finally came out, it was just after I'd had a relationship with this girl. Her name was Gina, and basically, again, need to blow my nose. I'd been dating this girl called Gina, and like, I just kind of convinced myself I could be a guy for her. And like, honestly, the entire time I was in the relationship, I actually did really well. I didn't think about it at all. I really pushed those feelings down. And there's something called purging in the trans community, where basically every now and again we'll purge all our, like before we come out, we'll purge all our female clothes and that and try and really push down the feelings. I never did that because I never kept female clothes and that about the house, so I never really had anything to purge. But for me, this was probably my closest equivalent to purging. And I just literally pushed all those feelings as far down as I could. I was just like, I can do this. I can be a guy for this girl. I can be a man for this girl. And for a time, it went rather well. But then we ended up splitting up, although she kind of did it in the wrong way. Well, basically, she wanted to go on a break. She did not clarify it was a break. She was doing exams at the time and she just wanted to focus on her exams, but she made it sound like we were breaking up, not going on a break. So I thought, that's it, our relationship's over. And when our relationship was over, suddenly all these feelings burst back out, more powerful than ever. And it was just like, I can't hold these in anymore. There's no way I can push them down again. They just, literally the best word for it is they exploded out. It was like a pressurized, it was like a fizzy drink basically. When you shake up a fizzy drink and then release. And, well, I'm quite good at opening these without them fizzing up anyway, but also it's not very full either. But yeah, it's like a fizzy drink where you shake it up and then, and that was basically what happened when she broke up with me. And yeah, from that point onwards, I just had to tell someone. So the first two people I told were Lily-Nichole and Sam Naylor, two of my friends from school. And yeah, that was that. And from there, I started coming out to more and more people. Anyway, that's my gender identity. Now on to my sexual orientation, which has been a complicated and confusing one. Although early on it wasn't a very confusing thing. Early on I was fairly confident about my sexuality. When I was younger, the one thing I always knew about myself, which I'm kind of grateful for because my gender identity was hell to deal with. So knowing who I liked was a great thing for most of my teen years. But throughout my childhood, I always liked girls. And that was one thing I just always knew. No matter what, I knew I was going to date a girl and be with a girl. So that was always quite simple. And yeah, so for a time I did identify as a straight male just because I was denying the fact that I was female in any way. And then eventually when I finally came out, I identified as lesbian female. But as I started transitioning, things got way more complicated because hormones really mess things up. And it's weird though, because at first it was kind of just like a gradual, well, before I started hormones, I actually just started questioning whether, I think it was about 17, I started questioning maybe whether I could ever date a guy. And the idea started feeling more and more appealing, but I kind of always went back to liking girls. I don't know, I've had a bit of trust issues when it's come to guys in the past, so I mean, I'm getting over them trust issues now, but early on, trust issues really blocked me having any attraction to guys. I think that was probably why I was so adamant I like girls, because of trust issues as opposed to hormones. And as years have gone on, I've started to trust guys more and more. As I've started to trust guys more and more, I've found them more and more attractive. And yeah, but like, before I started hormones, everything, I was definitely not asexual. But when I started hormones, one of the side effects of estrogen is a reduction in sex drive, which I don't find a bad side effect. In fact, probably a bit too much information, but before I was on estrogen, my sex drive was ridiculous. It was like all the way up there, and it was annoying as hell. I mean, there's that stereotype that sex is always on a guy's mind. In this case, for me, that was the truth. Testosterone and my brain were just sex, and it was hella annoying. I mean, I don't know why anyone would need to think about sex quite that much. It was just ridiculous. So estrogen was a hell of a relief. But one of the side effects of estrogen is your sex drive drops. And my sex drive dropped very significantly to the point where I am now asexual, which basically means I do not experience sexual attraction, which doesn't bother me. I'm not really bothered about that aspect of a relationship. For me, romantic relationship is the thing I like most, which basically I define my sexual orientation as, I always go back and forth on this, but I'm going to say it's panromantic, which basically, if you've heard the term pansexual, think of that. Basically, I like people of any gender, whether they be male, female, non-binary. I don't care. I'm for the person. I want to date the person, not the package. And basically, but I do have a strong leaning towards guys. So quite often I define myself as heteroromantic just due to the fact I have a strong leaning towards guys. And, sorry, nose again. And so, yeah, unfortunately I haven't had much chance to date, but in recent years I try, but it just doesn't seem to happen, and I'm quite a shy person, but I'm hoping as I get more confident in myself, I'll meet the right person. Fingers crossed. I did actually start talking to a guy recently though, but he kind of stopped replying after a while. You know, I was trans though, so it was nice that he knew and he was still okay with the idea of dating me. It was actually the first straight guy I've actually he was straight. The first straight guy I've had be interested in me, which felt nice. It just felt validating that someone who was straight was actually talking to me and knew and was still interested. So even if nothing came of it, it was nice. It was a nice step. So who knows, maybe the next one will actually lead to an actual date and a bit more than just chatting on the internet, but still, it was nice for the first attempt. So yeah, but yeah, so that's me, a trans woman and panromantic. So yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to comment if you're on YouTube and Facebook, and if you're on Tumblr, comment, reblog, or submit an ask or a submission. Yeah. So, see you guys, and I will put another video up tomorrow where I will be discussing, did you have any experiences as a child that might have foreshadowed your sexuality? I think I might have covered some of that today, but I'll explore more of it tomorrow. Bye guys! Hope you're enjoying your first Pride Month.